Okay, let's take a look at this project. Starting at the third floor. There needs to be a dimension from here to this roof starting point. Back out a little. That's right in between J and I. Same thing right at C and D. Same thing at C and D. Distance from here to here or here to here. I need to know what that is on the roof plan. Either need to verify the roof pitches, since there's multiple of them, or I need to verify the apex of the roof and verify the lowest portion of the roof. With the apex height given, I can figure what pitch it needs to be if I know what the heel height needs to be. This apex has to match this one, meaning that this pitch is increased faster than this roof pitch. It needs to be a cut section through this roof. Don't know the height of these trusses that belong on here above the elevator. There needs to be a heel height for it called out. I got the parapet height here. I need to know what the finished framing height will be on those walls. Then I can figure, if we know what the heel heights are. I'm figuring the heights at 9'1" top plate plus 11 7/8 plus 3/4 inch.
This is great, man.
Plus 9'1" gives us our plate height. Single units, unit 1s, A and B, neither of them show an attic access. The other units all show attic accesses. Attic access. Please verify that the studio units 1s do not have an attic access in the unit itself. Alright, let's go through these details. Detail 22 on SD2. This is calling out two options. A box truss or a shear truss. I know this is the preferred method that we want to use and bid it at. Is there any specific locations that this needs to be a box truss? We're typically going to go with this condition, but if you can verify if this box condition is needed at which grid lines or unit. Okay, on the 19 on SD2, roof truss to wall with parapet. On these parapet designs, it's showing the truss 3 inches below the parapet height with 2 double top plates and a 2x8 member in there for nailing, backing, and boundary nailing. At other at the other detail, which is 14 on SD7, they show it differently. This is a shear truss with an option 2 ways, a double member, a single member, whatever it requires for nailing. But they're showing these girders at height of the parapet, so not held down 3 inches for a top plate lap splice. What that does is that makes the parapet multiple different sizes. It could be a 3-inch parapet. It could be a 4.5-inch parapet, a 5-inch parapet, and a 5.5-inch parapet. Is this acceptable for finishing and waterproofing, or does all of these details need to have 3-inch double top plates on to match up the parapet at the top? The blocking shown in this detail doesn't quite work. It can't have a block going through the webs and have this nailing. It would need to look more similar to this detail. Two by 8 block. So please verify that detail. Note the shear offset detail when required to make stuff work on center and not add additional trusses.
Hey, this is great, man.
So in this case, there's a PB panel blocking, and above it is a 2x6 wall. The transition from here to here is going 5.5 inches to either 3 inches. Let's see, that detail is 14 SD7. You look at that 14 SD7, and it's that detail. So it's going from 5.5 inches to 5 inches or 4.5 inches. Per Larry Larson's request, he asked that we put shear girders where these blue lines are being represented and turn the trusses to 2-point and 3-point where it occurs. Here at the elevator wall, these trusses hang into, or not really sure, there needs to be a detail for what these connections are for these trusses. That's at the front of the elevator. Plus I need to know what these wall heights are, and I need a cut section that is showing what the truss is going to look like.